Hi everyone, Ben here again. I'm doing a swipe. So I've picked out 4 colours and I'm going to swipe with black. So today I've got Eraldo di Polo Lee. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a pinky colour. It's an opaque, it's a limited edition. So once that's out, I think I can't get that one anymore. I have my older paints, which is global magenta. It doesn't say on the bottle wherever I read it, and I've read the whole thing, so I think it's a semi-transparent or a full transparent. Then I have my old global turquoise, which I would say is an opaque, but it does, again, none of the globals, the old globals, say on this size bottle. And then I've got cobalt hue, which is a semi-transparent from Eraldo, and black, which is an eraldo as well. And I have mixed them with my Elmer's clear glue, 70-30% water, and I've mixed them 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. Except for the black, I've mixed 3 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. And I have added 3 drops of coconut milk hair serum, but not 3 drops this size. I have put it in this tiny little dropper, which lets little drops come out. So just 3 little drops of this. It's so much better to have it in something like that, and you just top it up as you go. And that is it. That is it for that. So I did mix the paints relatively recently, so there's going to be a few bubbles. Can't help that. I wasn't sure what type of painting I was going to do today, and then I decided to do this, so that's what I've got. So I'm going to put these, I'm going to do the whole thing. I'm just trying to think. I might just do a swipe from one end all the way down and not do a half-half. I think I'll just do it as one big piece. So I'm just going to put these randomly around. I'm going to save a little bit of the blue. The bottom colour always gets buried, so I'll save a little bit and then put that back on top. But I'm not doing these in any particular order. I'm just going to go all you want to do is just get a bunch of paint on the canvas. I'm hoping these colours look well together. I haven't used this Lee or one very much. I got a lot in the one spot, didn't I? Yeah. I don't know. I don't mind pinks, but I don't put them in a lot of my canvases. I like magenta more so. I find magenta's an easier colour to work with. The pastel pinks, I don't know if it's because I'm a bloke. I don't always know how to work with them. So when I pour it on, I'm just trying to get the spots where the canvas is a little bit more blank. Yeah, so I really like flip cups. I find flip cups are quite interesting because they're so random what you're going to get. But I don't mind the swipes as well. I just haven't really done a lot of the plain swipes. I've done a couple of ghost swipes and that new swipe technique that I did as my very first video. I'm going to have to do another one of those because everyone seemed to like that one. So the only other colour I added a little bit extra pouring medium to was that Lee. it was very thick compared to the other colours. No particular reason, it just was thicker. So I wouldn't say they're my favourite colours now they're sitting on the canvas, but when they're swiped with the black, who knows? And then we've got the rest of the blue to go. See how the blue mostly disappeared underneath everything? So that's why I always save the last colour, a little bit of it to put at the top. Not a lot, just so it's got something, because it just gets buried so much. And we'll just have to see how it goes again with the dimethicone or the hair serum. I found the hair serum actually gave quite decent results with cells. They're different cells compared to silicone oil. Alrighty. Now, so I don't get too much more paint on me, I'm going to put gloves on while I just give it a tilt. It's not pointy enough, it doesn't want to pop those bubbles. And I'm going to put this down ready. So I don't want too much black at the top, so I'm just going to go to that top part a little bit, just so I can make that a little bit thinner. Sometimes I put too much there and I find it ends up making it a little bit too black. So all you want to do is just make sure that the sides are covered. You can hear all the paint dripping off the back end. Yep, those sides done. I just got this one corner to go. So I hope these colours end up looking good together. I'm usually quite good with colours at what to put where, but sometimes I do get a little bit nervous that, or a little bit, I'm like, am I using the same colour too much? I don't want to keep always using the same colour all the time, so I try to mix it up a little bit. And this is one time I can hold my hands over the canvas, because it doesn't matter if any drips come off, because they're just adding to the piece. You don't want to do it once you've swiped, but for now, that's okay. Right. Grab that bit of paint from the bottom there. Don't want to waste too much of that paint that's come off the sides. Might as well add it. Alrighty. I'm going to take these off while I swipe because I don't really need them on now. And I got paint on my hands. So my swipe tool is going to be one big sheet of plastic that is going to go the whole side, the whole thing. Get a little bit nervous with that because sometimes when you use a big one, you end up missing the sides a little bit, but hope for the best. I don't always like having a join line. That sometimes messes things up a little bit for me. So I move these off to the side. Put my little tool there. And no hair serum in the black, only in the 4 colours. Okay. Sometimes it's not always easy to make it completely even. I'm just going to touch up that one little bit there and there while I'm at it. And there. Alright, whoops. That looks good. Okay, now the fun part. Don't want this to bend too much. Okay, now I'm just gonna, whoops, that wasn't good. Okay, I'm not going to mess with anything there. The only thing I'm going to fix up is that top part, but just by pouring a little bit more black onto it. My sheet is stuck. The bigger the sheet, it's better because you don't get swipe marks, but it's a little bit harder to control. So I'm just wiping this off while I let the canvas do its thing. Now that is giving me lots of little cells. That's cool. Put this back away. So I messed a little bit at the bottom. I'm not going to worry. Only thing I'm going to do is re-pour some on this back edge because I ended up going too close to the back edge. And I think that's it. I don't want to mess anything up too much. So I've got a couple of huge big cells, but all this other little one, it's a lot more like little tiny little lacing or little cells. We will give it a bit of a torch. Mostly the bubbles I was hoping to get out, more than actually create more cells, because I don't think it really needed more cells being created. The only good thing is, by torching, it has kind of fixed up that bottom part that was a little bit funny. So that's looking actually quite cool. A lot happening. The cells are pushing into each other. I think it's done. I'm not sure what else I can do extra to it now without messing it up. Last thing I want to do is mess anything up. So just make sure that you scrape these. Including the back end. So it's sometimes when I mix the glue, use the glue mix and make it like 3:1, the edges can sometimes become a little bit pale because it's a bit thinner. So always just double check it's virtually the very binding of the corners that does it. So I'm just going to do a second scrape because it's still dripping a little bit. Yep. So I'm going to have to do this a few times, I think, in the next 10 minutes, just to make sure that it doesn't keep coming off the sides. But that's that part done. So it's doing its thing, they're spreading. If anything, I've got lots and lots of cells and not a lot of the black that's kind of gone through it. I'm going to bring you down closer. So that's what I see. Oops. That's what I see from my angle. It's quite busy. So we'll go in for a closer look. So tons and tons of cells, all pushing up against each other. Multiple focus, yeah, multiple coloured ones. Some are solid colours, some are mixtures. We'll go across. Even at the very top there's little specks, but I'm not going to stress over that. So I wouldn't say these are my favourite colours, but they're not horrible with each other. I just can't keep doing purples all the time. So that's the whole canvas again. I hope you like it, and subscribe if you want to see more videos. Click the all button on the bell and share my videos if you like. Happy for people to share them and let others see how to do acrylic pouring. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great evening.